A major Supreme Court decision is sending shockwaves through America's immigration system. Millions of green card holders, visa holders, and immigrant families are now asking the same question. Could this ruling change their future in the United States? Legal experts say the decision could reshape how immigration enforcement, residency rights, and deportation protections are handled moving forward. But what exactly did the Supreme Court decide? Why are immigration advocates sounding the alarm? And how could this impact millions of lawful permanent residents across America? Today, we break down the Supreme Court immigrant decision that has everyone talking. Welcome to International Migration Brief. Before we break down the ruling, it's important to understand what green card holders actually are. A green card holder, officially called a lawful permanent resident, is someone legally authorized to live and work permanently in the United States. Many green card holders pay taxes, own businesses, raise families, and spend decades living in America. Some eventually become U.S. citizens. Others remain permanent residents for many years. There are currently millions of lawful permanent residents living across the United States. While green cards provide strong legal protections, they are not exactly the same as citizenship. And that difference is now becoming the center of a growing number of non-American. The Supreme Court's latest move involves the government's authority over immigration enforcement and residency protections. Legal analysts say the ruling could potentially expand federal power in certain immigration-related cases. The decision is already creating concern among immigration attorneys and advocacy groups who fear stricter interpretations of immigration law may follow. Supporters of the ruling argue immigration laws must be enforced consistently. National security remains critical, and courts should not weaken federal immigration authority. Critics, however, warn that broader enforcement powers could increase legal uncertainty for some permanent residents and migrants. Several legal experts believe the ruling may influence future cases involving deportation proceedings, criminal convictions, visa violations, and residency protections. While the full long-term impact remains unclear, immigration communities across the country are paying close attention. For many green card holders, legal stability is extremely important. Permanent residents often spend years building lives, careers, and families in the United States. However, green card status can sometimes be challenged under certain legal conditions. These may include criminal convictions, immigration fraud findings, extended travel outside the U.S., or violations of immigration law. Some immigration attorneys worry stricter legal interpretations could make deportation proceedings more aggressive in future cases. Others believe the ruling may mainly affect narrow legal categories rather than the majority of permanent residents. Still, uncertainty alone is creating anxiety among immigrant communities nationwide. Immigration remains one of the most politically divisive issues in America. Some leaders argue stronger enforcement is necessary to secure borders, reduce illegal immigration, and maintain public safety. Others argue overly aggressive immigration policies can separate families, create fear within immigrant communities, and damage America's international reputation. The Supreme Court decision is now adding even more fuel to an already intense national debate. As elections approach, immigration policy is likely to become even more politically charged. Both political parties continue offering very different visions for the future of immigration enforcement in America. Legal experts say Supreme Court rulings often shape immigration policy for years. This decision could potentially affect how lower courts handle future cases involving deportation appeals, residency protections, asylum claims, and immigration detention. Some attorneys believe immigration agencies may feel encouraged to pursue stricter enforcement actions. Others caution that future legal challenges and additional court rulings could still limit how broadly the decision is applied. In other words, the long-term impact is still unfolding. What's clear is that immigration law in America is entering another major period of legal uncertainty and political debate. At the same time, immigration enforcement systems are becoming larger and more technologically advanced. U.S. authorities are increasingly using biometric tracking, facial recognition, AI-assisted databases, digital monitoring systems, and expanded border surveillance. Supporters argue these systems improve national security and immigration efficiency. Critics warn about privacy concerns and expanding government power. As technology grows, immigration enforcement may become faster, more automated, and more difficult to challenge legally. Behind every immigration case is a real family. Many green card holders came to the United States seeking opportunity, safety, education, or economic stability. Some have lived in America for decades. Many have children who are U.S. citizens. For immigrant families, uncertainty around immigration law can create fear about the future. Immigration advocates say legal protections and due process remain essential. At the same time, supporters of stricter enforcement argue immigration laws must still be upheld consistently. This tension continues shaping America's immigration debate today. Final section: what happens next? Legal experts believe more immigration-related cases could soon reach the Supreme Court. Future decisions may further shape deportation policy, residency rights, asylum protections, and federal immigration authority. Meanwhile, Congress remains divided over broader immigration reform. As a result, courts may continue playing an increasingly powerful role in shaping immigration policy nationwide. For millions of green card holders and immigrant families, the future of immigration law remains deeply important and deeply uncertain. What do you think? Should immigration enforcement become stricter following this Supreme Court decision, or should green card holders receive stronger long-term protections? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, subscribe to International Migration Brief for more immigration news, legal updates, and border policy analysis. Thanks for watching.